For the past 3 years, this has been Charity's home. She had relocated from the north-central state of Plateau, hoping for greener pastures in the Nigerian capital. But this pasture isn't as green as she'd anticipated. Charity and her sisters have had to settle for a one-bedroom in the shanty town of Kuruduma, 5 kilometers from the city center. She pays about $200 annually for this house, and with a small cooking job to her name, Charity can barely cope with the rent.
We rent this place at the rate of 40,000 naira. It's difficult for us to pay. Look at the houses. The roofs are old and leaking, and we can't afford to relocate. We don't have money. That's why we are managing here. We have no choice at all.
Like Charity, millions of Nigerians live under similar conditions, some even worse. One toilet and bathroom to serve several families, no portable water and electricity, bad drainage systems and road networks too. Nigeria's property developers don't find investing in low-cost housing a profitable thing to do. Investment in housing in Nigeria is largely impeded by high cost of acquiring land and expensive mortgage facilities. Nigeria has a housing deficit of more than 17 million units, fast outstripping supply. The gap is widening by 780,000 units every year. A 2013 World Bank report estimated that the country would require about $365 billion to offset its chronic low-cost housing deficit, a huge challenge for the new government of President Muhammadu Buhari. This is Kubwa. It's an upcoming posh neighborhood rising in the outskirts of Abuja. It is a stark contradiction in the Nigerian housing market. Property developers are quite eager to invest millions of dollars in expensive housing projects like this, even if the huge chunk of the population can't afford it. And so projects like these are springing up every other day in Abuja. Most of them end up vacant for years. There's just a small fraction of the population in the city that can afford to live in such neighborhoods. Property developer Justin Ahaji doesn't think the government is investing enough in housing.
In Nigeria today, most property are built by private investors. And when they build these properties, they want to gain back what they have spent because they spend a whole lot on these things and they want to get their monies back. So they put high rates both for sales and for rents, which makes it very expensive for the common man to get.
Bringing down the prices of houses may be a tall order, but for Justin, it could require some drastic measures.
I will advise the government to come in and then put heavy taxes on empty property. Once your property has stayed above 6 months empty in the market, they should come in, tax them, very high taxes. With these high taxes, they will be forced to give this property out at a lower rate to people.
It was part of the campaign promises of President Muhammadu Buhari to bridge the gap in the housing sector. 1 million houses annually for the next 4 years. That's what the new government hopes to achieve, but would not come close to narrowing the fast-widening housing gap. Kelechi Emekalam, CCTV, Abuja, Nigeria.